Nostalgia Critic reviews your life and gives it a 0 out of 10. The room was dark, except for a single ceiling light shining down onto a man. A bald man wearing a black cadet cap, a black suit jacket, a red tie, a white shirt, and a set of red plaid boxer briefs. He was also not wearing any pants. The man stood blankly into the camera in front of him. He sat there for 2 hours straight, continuing to record but not move or speak. The silence was suddenly broken when he said out loud, "Hello, I am Critic. Nostalgia. I remember." Nostalgia Critic stood up and adjusted his chair, putting his boxer briefs into full frame before sitting back down. "I review movies. I review movie. Now I review you." Nostalgia Critic raises his hand slowly, pointing a finger at the camera. "You, Kyle. Now I review you. You are Kyle. You love Monster Energy and fursuiting. You love them so much that your fursona is Monster Energy green with accents of Monster Energy Zero Ultra white. I see you, Kyle, drinking your Monster Energy Zero Ultra, that fursuit head on your shelf behind you." You begin sweating. How did the Nostalgia Critic know a guy named Kyle who drinks Monster Energy and wears a fursuit? To begin this review, I have to call in my good friend Malcolm. He's a furry expert. The camera pans to Malcolm. He's wearing a cowboy outfit. Is this a skit? Is the cowboy outfit relevant to some sort of joke? It did not matter. However, as Malcolm immediately squatted down and began pulling slices of cheddar cheese from his pockets, he looked into the camera and said, "Gorgonzola." Malcolm slapped the cheese in his hands against his palms before revealing the cheese back to the camera, which was transformed from a cheddar cheese into a gorgonzola cheese. The Nostalgia Critic suddenly stood up from his chair, putting his boxer briefs into full frame again, and started loudly clapping. "Amazing," a Nostalgia Critic said. "Simply amazing. Thank you, Malcolm." Nostalgia Critic turned back to the camera, sat down, and said, "Kyle, have you ever noticed that Kung Fu Panda is just Asian Shrek? What do you think of that, Tamara?" Nostalgia Critic turned to his left, staring at an empty chair. The chair had a note on it which read, "Tamara came, Tamara saw, Tamara conquered." Nostalgia Critic turned back to the camera, grunting and burping really loudly. "My analysis of you is over, Kyle. You're furry trash, and I'm going to give you a strong 0 out of 10. Nostalgia Critic slowly removes his glasses before screaming very loudly and intensely, "Ah!" Nostalgia Critic suddenly stops screaming as he puts his glasses back on and stares at the camera again. This invasion of privacy has been brought to you by Honey. Honey, bees in your computer. Bees suddenly begin pouring out of your computer, causing you to run out of your room screaming. The Nostalgia Critic begins to laugh loudly before composing himself. I made an edit of the Shrek movie where I voiced all of the characters. There's an iTunes link in the description to download your own copy. Today's local charity is the Bee Foundation for Bees.